Hi, I'm Zachary Farnell. Thank you for joining me for another edition of your Timberland Weather Update. This week, it is Mental Health Awareness here across the Timberland Regional School District, and here at the high school, we are celebrating with many activities. Tonight, this Thursday, when this video is being recorded, this is being recorded before the food truck events later in the evening. So, as I kind of described the weather for what may be happening right now on Thursday, keep in mind that this was recorded before the food truck event and before many of the sports games. However, tomorrow on Friday, we do look like we will be having a wonderful day for the 5K race before we get into our April vacation, which looks to be even warmer than what we've seen to date. Again, I mentioned tomorrow going to be a very lovely day for that 5K race, and that's all kind of started over the last several days. Really, we look like we have fully broken that nasty start that we had to spring earlier. The warmth across much of the eastern United States has been surging for days now. You're seeing 70s, even some 80s down south. But for us, yesterday, Wednesday, highs in the 70s. And overnight, we only dropped down into the 50s. Maybe some upper 40s as you get more towards the northern part of New England. But again, in towards the central part of the country, they're not dropping below 65. And that heat continues to move east as we get towards much of the day today. To right now, those temperatures, again, I mentioned being recorded before the food truck event. Those temperatures hovering in the upper 60s, closing in on 70 now, but down to the south, some of those warmer temperatures still being trapped down there before we will be able to tap into them next week. So again, tonight looking like a pretty solid night for food trucks. Look out for maybe a shower if that does happen. Hopefully it happened outside of the time that the food trucks were coming through. So on Saturday, again, generally clear across our neck of the woods. Maybe, again, I mentioned a shower or two, but the central part of the country beginning to build some clouds as we look towards a potential rainstorm on Saturday. That's what this is looking like on the fronts map. Right here, you're seeing it. It's developing, it's brewing, it's building. It's not anything too serious right now. This is Friday's fronts map. For us, we're still going to be, again, outside of that rainy pattern with the cold front to our north. So that kind of stationary cold front will be to our north. And so the 5K forecast that I'm putting out for right now, tomorrow morning, we're gonna look pretty, maybe a little bit chilly in the morning, but as we get through much of the day, it's gonna look like a beautiful, beautiful day. Highs likely in the 60s as we look towards pretty sunny skies until we get into the afternoon, evening and overnight hours with the rain. Again, this is Friday. Now Saturday, you're seeing it really pushing into our area. The rain will be coming down throughout much of the day on Saturday. It shouldn't be too heavy, but it should be generally persistent. And again, that low pressure system, that's really what's going to drive this thing as it built in towards the central U.S., pushed out east. The good news is that we shouldn't get too cold. We are going to see on Sunday now, you're seeing this cold front really sweep down through the much of the east coast of the United States. And this high pressure system is a chillier one than what we've been dealing with. But again, this will stay rooted in here. Not for very long. It's likely going to begin to warm up after Sunday. So again, you'll see in just a second what the temperatures are looking like. A cooler day on Sunday, but this pattern will not be sticking around for too long. We should be warming up shortly right after. So let's take a look at the 5-day and extended forecast, what exactly we can look like. Again, tomorrow on Friday, some sunny skies early before we see a little bit of clouds. Much of that cloudiness should move in after noon. So for the race itself, we may still be seeing some sun out either way. Highs around 70, maybe a little bit closer to the upper 60s if the cloud cover does come in early. Then we get towards Saturday, the rain falls throughout much of the day, but not too cold overnight temperatures, probably not dipping below 46. With those daytime highs getting up around 65. Sunday, I mentioned, is a little bit chillier, but what does a little bit chillier look like? 56 degrees for the high with partly cloudy skies. That's a whole lot better than what we've been seeing even over the last couple of weeks. And it's going to springboard a huge warm-up as we get towards the beginning of our April vacation next week. Monday, 75 degrees nearly, very sunny skies. Tuesday, into the 80s expected. If it doesn't reach the 80s, upper 70s for sure, with mostly cloudy skies as well. As we get towards Wednesday of next week, still pushing near 80 degrees throughout much of the day. On Thursday, we cool down a little bit, down into the upper 50s before some showers move in next Friday. And then again, we begin to see it warm up next Saturday and Sunday, maybe pushing into those 70-degree ranges next weekend as we round off our April vacation. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Zachary Farnell. Please stay weather alert and weather aware, even though it does look like it'll be a pretty nice April vacation. Some very sunny skies, some very warm weather moving in, and hopefully tomorrow for the 5K, it will be not too warm, but generally a whole lot warmer than what we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. I'm Zachary Farnell. Thank you for joining me. Once again, signing off.